I was just about to say good morning again for the second time in the last 10 minutes. All right, good evening. Welcome to the Library Board regular meeting of Tuesday, June 9th, 2026. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 6:02. Will Moorpark Friends of the Library President Bernadette McDowell please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Michelle Barrett is absent. Board Member Bateman?
Present.
Board Member Blunt is absent. President Pro Tem Kent?
Present.
President Turo?
Present. Next is item 4, public comment. Are there any speaker cards?
No speaker cards.
Next is item 5, reordering of and additions to the agenda. Does the board wish to reorder, make additions to the agenda, or pull any items from the consent calendar? No? Okay. Next is item 6, announcements, future agenda items, and reports on meetings, conferences attended by the board members. Does the board wish to make any announcements, request any future agenda items, or make a report on meetings, conferences attended? The only one I can think of, and I don't think we've had a meeting since, was I did attend the Kids Fest with my son. I don't even remember when that was, but it was April, I think. And it looked, I think we were there early, but it still looked like it was a really great success. Even, I think we were there within the first hour or so. And we purchased some books and from the store, from the front store. So it was good. It was a nice event. All right. Anything else? Okay. All right. Join us on Saturday, June 20th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. for Mestival, a hands-on sensory play event that encourages creativity, exploration, and fun for children and families. This popular program invites participants to get messy with a variety of interactive activity stations supporting early learning through play. Also, the library's annual summer reading challenge will run from June through mid-August, offering an easy and engaging way for readers of all ages to stay active over the summer. Participants can track their reading, earn incentives, and celebrate their progress. This year's program is designed to be simple to join, easy to participate in, and rewarding for the entire community. Visit the library's website at moorparklibrary.org for more information. Okay. Next is item 7, presentations, action, discussion. Item 7A, receive quarterly report from Moorpark Friends of the Library.
Good evening, members of the Library Board, city staff, and Library Director Christine. My name is Bernadette McDowell. I'm president of the Moorpark Friends of the Library, and I'm here to do my quarterly update to the Library Board. Our current board is still the same. However, our members hold office through June 30th, 2026. We just had election of officers. In even-numbered years, we hold elections for the officers of president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. A nominating committee prepares a slate of candidates and also invites nominations from the membership. Elections are held in April, and the results are announced to the board and membership by May 1st. So following the 2026 election, Rosalie Barilli and Christine White were reelected to continue serving as vice president and secretary, respectively, and I will continue as president. The board is pleased to welcome Kimberly Spencer as treasurer and extends its sincere gratitude to our outgoing treasurer, Carmen Jerome, for her dedicated service since 2020. The new term begins July 1st. So I'm just going to skip around and just really update on what has changed since the last report. Our membership currently stands at 111, which is a few more than we had last time. Big news, the Brick fundraiser. As you know, we continue to promote our Brick fundraiser to support interior enhancements for the new library. As of May 31st, 367 commemorative bricks and 114 mini keepsake bricks have been ordered, generating total net proceeds of $87,408. And the city has recently informed us that construction of the North Entry Walkway is expected to begin in January 2027. So to allow time for the bricks to be manufactured and delivered, the Brick fundraiser will conclude, well, the report says by the end of September 2026. However, yesterday we had a meeting to discuss just what this means. Basically, Brick Markers USA needs 3 months to manufacture the bricks. If we ended the fundraiser at the end of September, that wouldn't give us any time to tie up loose ends. So we can't be in the fundraiser on one day and immediately the next day tell Brick Markers to go ahead and manufacture. We think we need about a month to, again, tie up loose ends, make sure that all the information that we have to give Brick Markers as far as what's to go on the bricks is correct, to give the city an opportunity to review anything that they care to. So we are actually going to end the fundraiser on August 31st, 2026. So last month, from May 1st through May 9th, we had a Mother's Day special to boost brick sales. And so anyone who ordered a brick during that time to honor their mother or another loved one will receive a free mini keepsake brick. And this will be delivered at the completion of the new library construction or whenever the bricks are manufactured. So during that short period, about 26 bricks were ordered, which is a lot for that particular time period. We've had a couple of restaurant fundraisers, one that has passed and one that is coming next week. So Mountain Mike's Pizzeria did another fundraiser for us in March, and the restaurant donated 20% of food sales with proceeds of $450, which are designated to support library programs. So the one next week will be at Country Harvest Restaurant, and I've given you flyers for that. It will be on June 18th, which is a Thursday, and it will be from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. So the owners, Jackie and Jason Flame, will generously donate a total of 40% of proceeds. 20% will come from Country Harvest and 20% from Krav Maga. So that's very generous of them. And so I encourage you all to attend the fundraiser if you can. The food is good, and it will help raise funds for programs at our library. Our book sales continue to provide a steady source of income. We will be having 3 consecutive book sales held in the porch at the Moorpark City Library in June and July. This will be during library hours. So June 20th to 30th, it will be just children's books and young adult books. July 11th through 21st will be adult fiction books, and July 25th through August 4th will be adult nonfiction books. We sell them cheap. Books will be priced at $5 per bag or $10 per banker box. So we hope to see you there at some of these sales. So as far as our promotional efforts, we had a couple of months ago made arrangements to buy 3 additional banners to put around town to advertise the Brick fundraiser. These banners are 3 feet by 6 feet. 2 will be placed on private property with owner's permission, which we do have, and 1 will be provided to city staff to place at the new library construction site. So it is up. It's across the street from the post office. So it's great to have those posters out there to advertise, especially in this last push, because our ending date is coming up sooner than we expected. So we do continue to advertise and to advertise our fundraisers and to promote library services, to try to get people to join the Friends of the Library. And so we've attended several outreach events in the last couple of months. On April 25th, we attended Kids Fest, which was sponsored by the library. And so again, we promoted the brick fundraiser and membership opportunities in the Friends. Attendees were invited to contribute to a survey of desired interior enhancements for the new library. So we collected 3 pages worth of suggestions, which we will be sending out to various people. Children participated. This was a children's event, so they either signed their name or made a picture or put something on a flower that they said they would like to see in the new library. A lot of it was scribbles, but that's okay. It made a very colorful poster. So this was put on a board which was displayed at our booth. And I think it helped draw people in. While the kids were doing their thing, we could talk to the parents about the fundraisers. We also attended the Apricot Festival on May 9th. So we basically partnered with the library. We were situated right next to the library and also right outside the student art show, which helped draw a lot of foot traffic went by. So we had an opportunity to talk to a lot of people about our brick fundraiser, to promote our Mother's Day special. And again, we asked people to give us suggestions for enhancements for the new library. So we also had, well, we were supposed to decorate our booth with an apricot theme, so we had a large poster with a tree, and the kids could fill out, design or color in or do whatever they wanted on apricots, which went on the tree. So that was a fun thing, and that helped to draw people in as well. On May 1st, we had our member appreciation and outreach event. So it was open to the public. It took place at the Moorpark City Library. We extended invitations to, of course, our membership, but also city staff, city council members, library board members, and brick fundraiser donors. So the event was attended by 62 people, which I think is probably the most we've ever had at this event. And the program featured presentations and demonstrations by 3 accomplished teen volunteers: Gohith Chichajalu, Haley Davidson, and Vidya Sheth. And these young people lead several of the library's innovative programs, which are supported in part with funds committed by the Moorpark Friends of the Library. We continue our partnership with the Moorpark Women's Club by announcing our fundraisers, our events, and so forth at their meetings. And we do have our volunteer statistics now for 2025. So we had 25 active volunteers, and consisting of members of the board of directors and our general membership. And all of us together contributed an estimated 8,087 hours of time to fundraising and other activities to support the programs and services of the Moorpark City Library. So that is my presentation. Are there any questions?
Thank you for your report. Are there any speakers?
No speakers.
Does the board have any questions or input on the quarterly report?
Thank you. Thank you for giving that. And also, I mean, congratulations to you guys for so many volunteer hours. I mean, really thank you for all that you do for the library, the city. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And again, congratulations on the brick fundraiser. It sounds like it's going really well. I actually had a question on those. One, I think although it's scary to have an end, I think it's good to have an end because I think that'll give us like a really good push, goal. And I was thinking about with the Mother's Day, the keepsakes. Did that end up working out? I know you got a lot of bricks. Did it end up? How expensive are those? That end up working out where you could financially do it again?
We probably will not do a
Will not do
special
it, okay.
between now and the end of
Then
the
the brick
fundraiser.
fundraiser. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No worries. Okay, and the other thing I had a question on was the book sales. So the ones that you have coming up. Is there a call or a need for more books, or are you guys kind of at capacity right now, and that's why we're doing these sales? Or are you looking for more?
I think we're probably okay.
Okay.
But of course, we will accept whatever people will bring us.
Okay, well, good. Well, we'll keep these in mind for a replenish after these sales.
Okay,
then,
that
to
would
keep
be
that
great.
in mind. Yeah, because I've got my kids' books every once in a while, so I'm like, need more. But yeah. Okay, awesome. I think that was all I had. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Did you have any questions, Ola? Okay. I actually just had one thing, one quick question, and I don't know if you know if there's any stats on this or not. I know that you guys were hesitant to do any kind of fundraisers until there was actually progress with the library and you can actually see something physical happening. Have you noticed in the past, what has it been, 8 months, whatever it's been since we've actually broken ground? Have you noticed any increase in sales for the bricks?
I think they've been pretty steady, but let me just turn around and ask.
Yes,
They're pretty steady.
definitely. Our big months have all been in 2022.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I was just curious if it's like people can actually see something happening so they're more inclined to buy.
However, what I have heard from several people is that for fundraisers like this, people wait until the last minute.
Right.
So we are expecting
Right.
that the number of bricks will increase, and we are hoping for that.
Yeah. I know it took
Okay.
me a minute, but that was not because of anything other than I just didn't know what I wanted to write on my brick. But I understand where people are coming from. They wait until the last minute because we're a society of procrastinators. So,
Aren't we all?
yeah. So, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Sure.
All right, next is item 7B, consider library quarterly report for third quarter fiscal year 2025-2026.
All right, good evening, everyone. I'd like to provide a brief overview of the library's third quarter report covering January through March 2026. Overall, the third quarter was a very positive one for the Moorpark City Library. We continue to see strong community engagement, expanded several key services, secured new grant funding, and celebrated important milestones that position us well for the future. So I'll start with a few highlights from the quarter. One of the most significant moments was the groundbreaking ceremony for the new Moorpark City Library on January 27th. This was an exciting milestone for our community and the culmination of years of planning, advocacy, and partnership. The new facility will dramatically expand our ability to serve residents through additional collections, meeting space, technology, study areas, and flexible programming spaces. We also celebrated one of our teen volunteers, Viday Shaith. He published his first book, Beneath the Surface, an introductory book to dermatology and medicine. Viday is the founder of our Mini MedMinds program, and his achievement reflects the leadership opportunities that our volunteer program provides for local youth. We were proud to add his book to our local author collection. The library was also awarded $8,680 through the California State Library for the 2026 Lunch at the Library program. This funding will allow us to expand service to 2 locations and increase literacy and STEM programming and support two paid teen interns this summer. They were actually conducting interviews today and tomorrow. In addition, through the Empowering Access Initiative, we received an interactive light table for early learning. And we are expected to receive 2 family workstation computers pending final state funding approval, which we just heard was approved. So those should be coming in. And those workstations are computer stations that have an attached area for babies and like newborns. So we're very excited for that. These resources will help us continue expanding equitable access to technology and early literacy experiences for our families. So turning to our operational statistics, overall library use remained strong throughout the quarter. While the door count was slightly lower than the same quarter last year, we did see significant growth in several areas. The library issued 485 new library cards during the quarter, an increase of nearly 9% compared to the previous year. And I think this tells us that our outreach efforts, programs, and the community visibility continue to attract new users. Volunteer engagement was another area of significant growth. During the quarter, 91 volunteers contributed 300 hours of service, representing a substantial increase over last year. Our teen volunteers continue to play an especially important role in supporting programs, tutoring, outreach, and special events while gaining valuable leadership experience. Looking at collections, circulation remained strong. Total circulation for the quarter was just under 23,000 items, and year-to-date circulation now exceeds last fiscal year's totals. One trend we continue to monitor is the growth of digital materials. Electronic circulation increased by approximately 9% compared to the same quarter last year and is up more than 12% year-to-date. At the time, physical circulation remains stable, particularly among children and teens, demonstrating that our community continues to value both traditional and digital library services. Programming also remained a major strength this quarter. The library offered 90 programs during the quarter and has now welcomed more than 7,200 attendees year-to-date. Children's programming continues to be our strongest attendance category. In response to growing interest from families, we expanded our early literacy offerings by introducing Baby and Me, ASL Storytime in March, and this program incorporates American Sign Language, music, movement, and storytelling to support early communication and inclusive family engagement. We also launched Passages. It's a new adult book discussion group that encourages participants to share meaningful excerpts from whatever they are currently reading rather than requiring everyone to read the same title. And other notable programs included our Monsterton Book 2 release celebration, From Moorpark to the South Pole presentation, Galentine's Day event for adults, and continued flight path programming. Our guided birding event at Arroyo Vista Park attracted 41 participants and helped strengthen environmental education partnerships throughout the region. As part of our ongoing commitment to responsible stewardship of staff resources, we also reviewed program sustainability during the quarter. Based on attendance trends, Knot and Hook will transition from a staff-led program to a passive community-supported activity, allowing staff time to be redirected toward higher demand services and emerging programming opportunities. And finally, I'd like to touch briefly on marketing and outreach. The library generated more than 34,000 unique web page views during the quarter and nearly 110,000 year-to-date visits. This continued level of online engagement demonstrates the importance of our website as a primary access point for library information, services, and resources. We also continue to expand outreach partnerships in areas such as environmental education, civic engagement, literacy, and schools. These partnerships help strengthen the library's visibility and ensure that we remain an active and accessible community resource. Overall, the third quarter demonstrated continued progress toward our strategic goals, and we're seeing strong participation in programs, growing volunteer engagement, increased digital resource usage, successful grant acquisition, and expanded community partnerships. As we prepare for summer programming and continue planning for the future library facility, we remain focused on providing responsive, high-quality library services that support literacy, learning, and community connection for all Moorpark residents. That concludes my report, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you for your report. Are there any speakers?
No speakers.
Okay. Does the board have any questions or input on the quarterly report? You're good? Okay. I have a couple. And this might be more of a question for Jessica later, but with the new library and it being bigger, are you anticipating to hire more staff? And when will that process start, if you are?
We are trying not to, actually. When we designed the building, we tried to make it in a way that would maintain site distances and different things like that, so that we can try to operate it with our new staff or with the staff that we have. But we are going to give it a year, see how it goes. If, we're also going through sort of a goal-setting process with our city council and the library board, I think will be involved with that as well. So depending on the outcome of those things and, what is desired, sometimes to meet goals, you need additional inputs to meet those things. And so those will be decisions, ultimately a budgetary decision by the city council. So, but we're going to try to give it a year and see how she goes, and then we'll make some adjustments.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. I might have one or two more. Let's see. Oh, and this might be user error. Instagram, it does show that there's more profile visits. Was there a lag in posting at some point during the third quarter, and either I missed it or like maybe staff was out or something? I just didn't notice as much of stories or whatever was happening.
For sure. We've had some staff turnover in the third quarter, and one of them was in the marketing position.
Okay.
So we definitely have been a little slow to post, so we were expecting to see the numbers go down a bit. We have since hired someone, and it's just more getting them up to speed as to what kind of our branding guidelines are and expectations. So the position has been filled, so we expect to see that.
I think I've seen more too, and I'm like, maybe I just haven't been on Instagram, which good for me. But I was like, I don't know if something happened, and maybe I'm just missing it, or they blocked me and they don't like me anymore.
No,
I
we
don't
definitely,
know.
we actually got, I think, a message from a couple of the moms groups just making sure that we were still being active on Instagram.
Well, and that's what it was. I was like, are there not as many events happening maybe, and that's why they're not posting as much. But okay.
Yeah,
I
so
was
the
just
position's filled, and so you should see
Awesome.
more, especially this summer.
Yeah, with all of the summer activities happening too. Okay. I think that was my last question. So, anything else? Any other discussion? No? Okay. Is there a motion to receive and file a report? Okay.
I motion.
Okay. And a second?
I'll second.
Okay. You don't have a choice. Board Member Kent made the motion, and Board Member Bateman seconded the motion to receive and file a report. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. All right. Next is item 7C, receive presentation of Moorpark City Library Annual Report for calendar year 2025.
Good evening, President Trudeau and board members. Before I turn the item over to Ms. Conwell for the more fun part of the report, I just wanted to point out that this is a calendar year annual report. It is prepared and sort of shared with the public and the city council. We've not typically brought this report to the library board. It's not the required annual report that your board is supposed to review prior to transmittal to the California State Library. But we are going to be merging this report into the fiscal year report, which aligns with the report that's due to the state. And so hopefully it'll make our annual reporting to the library board a little more exciting, because we'll put some more pictures in it. And then it'll also be a little more informative, I think, to the general public and the city council as well. So we do plan on doing that for the next upcoming fiscal year 26-27. So keeping in mind, when you do review that first report, there will probably be some overlap with this report and that report, or maybe not. I don't know. We'll have to see how it kind of shakes out. But just wanted to sort of set the stage for that, and then I will turn it over to Ms. Conwell to present some of the highlights.
Okay, good evening again. When I think about 2025, I think one word comes to mind, and that's transformation. It really was a year where we celebrated incredible growth, we strengthened our community partnerships, expanded services, and I think perhaps most importantly, began construction on the new Moorpark City Library. While the new building understandably receives a lot of attention, one of the things I'm most proud of is that we never lost sight of serving our community in the present while planning for the future. The library remained busy, it was vibrant, and deeply connected to the people of Moorpark. In 2025, we welcomed more than 60,000 visitors through our doors, circulated more than 96,000 items, and hosted 393 programs and events, welcomed nearly 10,000 attendees to those programs, and issued 1,778 new library cards. Those numbers are important because they demonstrate something bigger. People are using and valuing their library. One of our strategic priorities is expanding our presence in the community, and I believe we made tremendous progress in that area. One of the most impactful new programs we launched in 2025 was Loteria Night. What began as a simple idea quickly became something much larger. The room was packed with families, grandparents, parents, children, and neighbors just coming together, laughing and connecting with one another. And for many attendees, it was their first visit to the library. What made the program especially meaningful was that it created a welcoming space where Spanish-speaking families could see themselves reflected in library programming. It helped strengthen relationships, build trust, and demonstrate that the library truly belongs to everyone in our community. We also continued growing signature events such as Kids Fest, which brought together literacy, culture, local businesses, performers, and families in one community celebration. Another exciting achievement was our participation in Flight Path. The Moorpark City Library was selected as one of only 200 libraries nationwide to participate in this environmental literacy initiative. Through Flight Path, we introduced birding backpacks, hosted educational programming, and created opportunities for residents to connect with the natural world right here in Moorpark. This program is a wonderful example of how libraries continue to evolve beyond books while remaining rooted in learning and discovery. Another major theme throughout 2025 was partnerships. Libraries accomplish their best work when they work alongside others, and our partnerships continue to make Moorpark stronger. Through Lunch at the Library, we partnered with Moorpark Unified School District to bring literacy, activities, books, and library services directly to families at summer meal sites. We continue to strengthen relationships with the schools through literacy nights, career fairs, classroom visits, Read Across America activities, and other outreach opportunities. We also expanded our relationships with local businesses. One of the things I found particularly meaningful was hearing from several local Latino-owned businesses that they had never been invited to participate in programming. Their enthusiasm and willingness to partner with us reinforced the importance of intentionally building relationships throughout our entire community. And of course, none of this work would be possible without volunteers. Our teen volunteers contributed more than 1,000 hours of service during the year, helping with programs, special events, and daily library operations. And the Friends of the Library contributed more than 8,000 volunteer hours and provided $15,000 in financial support. Their dedication continues to make an extraordinary difference for our library and our community. Another strategic priority is listening and responding to community needs. Some of our most important accomplishments this year came directly from listening to our patrons. Families repeatedly asked staff the same question. So we finished picture books. My child has read the easy readers. What comes next? And we realized that we were just launching them from an easy reader right into children's fiction, which could be anything. So that feedback led to the development of our new beginning fiction collection, which launched in 2026 and helped bridge the gap between early readers and chapter books. We also successfully brought back Pages and Paws. Families had been asking for the program's return for years, and city staff worked diligently to address the logistical and insurance requirements necessary to restore it. Its return demonstrates our commitment to listening to our community and finding solutions wherever possible. We also expanded early literacy services through programs such as Music and Movement and Little Explorers. These programs support school readiness, language development, and family engagement during some of the most critical years of a child's development. And access remains at the heart of everything we do. Whether that access comes through physical books, digital materials, online resources, our Library of Things collections, or services such as zip books, our goal remains the same: removing barriers between people and information. Our website continues to be one of the most heavily used resources in the city, generating nearly 150,000 visits in 2025. We are routinely the most visited page in the city's website. The only time we're beaten out is July 3rd. I say that every year, but I'm so proud. Every month when I ask for the statistic, it's are we still number one? Digital circulation continues to grow while our physical collections remain incredibly important to families and young readers. The continued success of our Zip Books program demonstrates the value of providing access to materials that might not otherwise be available through traditional collection development methods. And finally, I'd like to talk about the future. In October of 2025, construction officially began on the new Moorpark City Library. This project represents years of planning, collaboration, and advocacy. The new facility will nearly double the size of our current library and provide expanded collections, meeting rooms, study spaces, and dedicated areas for all ages. The building represents far more than additional square footage. It is an investment in literacy. It is an investment in lifelong learning. It is an investment in community connection, and it is an investment in future generations of Moorpark residents. But as exciting as the new building is, I believe the greatest accomplishment reflected in this report is the continued support and engagement of our community. People are using the library. Families are participating, volunteers are giving their time, and partners are stepping forward. So together, we are building a library that reflects the values and aspirations of the community we serve. That concludes my report, and I'm available for questions.
Thank you. Are there any speakers?
No speakers.
Does the board have any questions of staff? Yeah. Ola, do you have any questions? You're good. Okay. Any further discussion? No questions, so I figured no discussion. Okay. Is there a motion to receive the presentation?
I'll make a motion to receive the presentation.
I'll second.
Board Member Bateman made the motion, and Board Member Kent seconded the motion to receive presentation. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. Next is item 7D. Consider Moorpark City Library Collection Allocation Report for FY 2026-2027.
All right, so the purpose of this report is, tonight I'm going to present the proposed fiscal year 2026-2027 collection allocation budget. The purpose of this report is to ensure that our materials budget continues to reflect how Moorpark residents are actually using the library while remaining responsive to changing formats, community demand, and long-term collection goals. At its core, this proposal is about aligning our spending with patron behavior. So as libraries continue to evolve, we are seeing significant changes in how patrons access information and entertainment. While physical collections remain incredibly important, particularly for children and families, we are seeing sustained growth in digital use among adult patrons. One of the most significant trends influencing this proposal is the continued growth of adult digital circulation. Today, approximately 39% of all adult circulation occurs through digital formats. Additionally, Overdrive audiobook usage increased approximately 49% year over year. Those numbers tell us that more patrons are choosing to access library materials digitally, particularly ebooks and audiobooks. As a result, the proposed allocation shifts resources from lower performing formats into higher demand collections. Specifically, the proposal recommends the eliminating funding for print magazines and Canopy. While those collections have value, they are no longer providing the same return on investment as other materials. Patrons will continue to have access to magazines through Press Reader, which provides a broad selection of digital magazines at no additional cost to users. Similarly, Canopy has a significantly higher cost per circulation than our Overdrive collections. Redirecting those funds allows us to provide access to a larger number of materials that are seeing substantially higher use. The funds removed from those areas are being reinvested primarily into Overdrive ebooks and e-audiobooks. Under this proposal, Overdrive ebook funding would increase by approximately $2,500, and e-audio funding would increase by approximately $3,000. These adjustments reflect actual usage patterns and position the library to better meet patron demand. The proposal also includes several modest adjustments to the adult physical collections. Adult nonfiction, adult DVDs, and YA nonfiction would see small reductions based on usage trends and collection analysis. Adult fiction would receive a modest increase, while circulation has remained relatively flat. We've been talking with the selectors, and they have identified some ongoing demand in this area, and so the increase would allow us to continue meeting patron expectations while maintaining a balanced collection. The second major focus of this proposal is strengthening our children's collections. Children's materials continue to be the strongest performing physical collection in the library. In calendar year 2025 alone, children's materials circulated more than 52,000 times and remain one of the primary reasons families visit the library. Because of that continued demand, we are recommending targeted investments in the children's collections that are performing most strongly. Under this proposal, Easy Reader funding would increase by $600, board book funding would increase by $400, and children's graphic novel funding would increase by $200. These collections support some of our youngest readers and align closely with our literacy goals. The proposal also includes a modest reduction to children's fiction. This adjustment reflects performance data while still providing staff with sufficient flexibility to maintain a vibrant and responsive collection. Other core children's collections, including picture books, children's nonfiction, Spanish language, children's materials, and children's DVDs, would remain unchanged. It's also important to note that our current facility continues to limit how much some collections can physically grow. So in particular, our children's picture book collection is approaching capacity. As we move into the new library facility, we expect opportunities to further expand high-demand collections, particularly easy readers, board books, and the graphic novels. In summary, this proposal reflects three guiding principles. First, align spending with actual patron usage. Second, invest in formats and collections demonstrating the strongest demand. And third, position the library for future growth as we prepare to move into the new facility. The proposed allocation maintains a balanced collection while ensuring that our limited materials budget is used as effectively and responsibly as possible. That concludes my presentation, and I'm available for questions.
Thank you for your report. Are there any speakers?
No speakers.
Okay. Does the board have any questions for staff?
I had a question on specifically, I think because you had highlighted that like the Loteria nights were really popular, right? And then I look at Spanish children's books, you know, not being increased, which I understand the broader picture, there's much more going on. But is there, I know you guys apply for grants and those kind of things, can that be affected on any type of a collection? Can grants or things externally be helpful in certain areas, or is this purely just how, the city and the allocation, and or can something come from the outside? Does that question make sense?
Yeah, so that's what, like, primarily the zip books, we really use that. What I have seen the trend with that is the titles have to be something that we don't own in the collection. So we really encourage foreign language titles. So we have been adding to our Spanish language collection, as well as we've been adding Farsi to the collection as well. So that grant in particular has really helped us with specific populations. The other change that we're hoping to see is our children's librarian, Miss Itzel, that we hired in the last year, is trilingual. She is fluent. Spanish is her first language. And so through her partnerships and outreach to the schools with First Five, she has really been able to highlight our bilingual collections a lot better than I think staff previously could. And so we are seeing an uptick in those collections, particularly the children's Spanish collection circulation has been doing better. With the adult Spanish collection, I think part of the issue maybe is findability, right? So for a while, we've had patrons that didn't know, a lot of patrons don't know that we have these materials available in Spanish. And so a lot of it is part of us in our messaging and outreach when we're at Flory for lunch at the library, letting parents know that it's not just the children's resources, but also in the adults. So things like zip books, we did a book to action grant, and so we make sure that with any of the grants, we're also getting materials in English and Spanish. We had another grant for USA 250 programming and books and resources, and so that allowed us to get things in both English and Spanish.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Discussion? Okay. Is this a voting? Yes. Okay. Is there a motion to receive and file a report?
I motion.
I'll second.
Board Member Kent made the motion and Board Member Bateman seconded the motion to receive and file. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. All right. I think you're done now. Maybe. Next is item 7E, receive update on Moorpark City Library project.
Good evening again. I always forget, President Turow and board members. So we've done a lot of talking today. So I actually put together a little PowerPoint of some slides over the last couple months of some aerial photographs of our progress, which has been kind of fun for me. I kind of nerd out on it a little bit, but so we'll go ahead and start my little presentation. I don't know if I just pressed the button. How do I do it? F5? Okay. There it goes. Okay. So here we have April 2026. This was when they began putting some of the footings and stuff for the exterior walls and forming and preparation for pouring the slab. What I love about the aerial photos, and I think if you've talked to me about this, I will have already told you this. But I like watching the spaces come alive from the air, right? So here we're starting to get a sense of where the white truck is at the top of the picture. That's High Street, and then the new library is to the north at the bottom of the photo. So we've got a couple pictures from May. So this is as they're getting ready to pour the slab. They put a layer of sand down on this barrier. And so it was this interesting process to me because you can really see sort of the rooms taking shape. This picture is taken from basically the High Street looking north direction. From the library looking south direction. And so basically where that big machine is, we've got the north entrance to the library off to the right of that. The children's area is where they're dumping the sand right then. And then the multipurpose space is on the other side of that sort of wall that's coming up. And then you've got the front door up to the top right of that photo. I'm going to do this backwards again because I'm just not that smart. This slide shows about mid-month in May. They've poured, they poured the slab, or no, they've done all the rebar over the sand and everything. And so all that, they're starting to put the rebar for the masonry wall, which is really interesting to me because I think Christine was talking about it today about how quickly that part actually moves forward. This is after they've poured the that north-south run of the library, so they put plastic over it for it to cure, and then they do the same thing with the other piece. So it's all covered in plastic and water while they're, after they've poured it. We have, I think, in the middle there, you can see some of the floors in the building are actually polished concrete. So the slab that got poured is actually going to be your finished surface. So we've been working with the contractor to make sure that scaffolding and heavy equipment doesn't scratch the floor, so that it's still, when we polish it and come through and polish it, there's not any repairs that have to have been made. Because once you pour a slab of concrete and you have to chip out and repair something, you will always see what that repair was. And so they've been really great trying to minimize any damages to the floors, to the polished concrete floors. So we're super excited. It's coming along. I think it changes momentously like every week now. So please drive by. It's a lot more exciting to kind of, do that on an annual or on a weekly basis, probably, than talking to me once a month about it. But yeah, it's very exciting. It's going smoothly now, actually. So we're kind of excited about that. It took a minute there to sort of hit that, what I call cruising altitude. But now that we're there, it's been really great. So anyway, so that's kind of my little PowerPoint. Happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you for the report. Are there any speakers?
No speakers.
Okay. Does the board have any questions of staff? No. I have a quick question. Have there been any complaints about noise or dust or anything with the schools nearby and this happening during school hours? Do we think, if so, they'll be mitigated during the summer?
You know what? I haven't heard anything from anybody on it.
Nice.
I don't know if it helps us that they're grading Hitch Ranch, which
Yeah.
is like
I drove by
way
and
worse
there's
than
like 30 trucks there, so yeah, maybe more.
I think we got helped by that.
Yeah.
But no, by and large, just getting, any comments we do get are kind of, excited to see it to come, or getting questions about, how it's going, or when we expect to be
Oh, good.
in
Okay.
it. So yeah.
Okay. Just curious. Go ahead.
Maybe I should know the answer to this, but I know it's not technically part of the library, but the park near the library, is there a plan for that yet?
So, no, it'll stay there. It'll be what it is for now. There are.
Is it on its cycle to be updated?
It is, yes, that it is.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, this really pretty library.
Yeah. No, that's another project that the Parks Department is working on to get that, replaced. So yeah. Cool.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you. Next is item 8, the consent calendar. Is there a motion to approve the consent calendar?
I move to approve the consent calendar.
Okay.
I second.
Okay. Board Member Bateman made the motion, and Board Member Kent seconded the motion to approve the consent calendar. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion carries. Next is item 9, adjournment. I adjourn the meeting at 6:56. Good night, Moorpark.